Hogwarts Legacy is a perfect example of why the culture war is so important. Hello, sailors and starnauts. I am Captain Garrett. This is Swords and Starships, and I want you to try a headline for me. This from Bounding into Comics. Streamer xQc denounces Hogwarts Legacy boycott and streamer harassment, says people fund evil in way worse ways with other purchases. By the way, hat tip to Ryan Pearson, Bounding into Comics, with this great article. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling has come under fire by pro-transgender activists in recent years. In 2020, she stated biological sex is real. In addition, the author also wrote an opinion piece wherein she noted that terms such as people who menstruate, designed to avoid offending transgender people, instead denied the female identity. If that's not Orwellian, I don't know what is. If you haven't read the book 1984, in which the concept of newspeak is introduced, a language literally designed so as not to offend the state, you need to read that book because it is what is freaking happening right now. I have a question, honestly, and I don't mean this as a gotcha. If you are a transgender person and you're watching this, thank you for watching the video, of course. I mean, is this what you want? Is this going to make the world better? I believe that if I were a transgender person, I would not want to advocate the denial of physical reality. I just wouldn't. What I would want is to be treated with fairness and dignity. I would also understand that the world is the world, and you can't take away people's right to be assholes. It just is how it is. But I would expect equality under the law, that is, private property rights and the ability to generally live my life the way I see fit. Why is it impossible for the acknowledgement of biological reality to coexist with transgender people being treated with decency? Why is it believed that those two things are impossible to coexist? Boycott attempts have included claims that the goblins are anti-Semitic caricatures, falsely insisting the game's plot revolves around suppressing the oppressed goblins' uprising, flooding Steam with false user tags, and accusing the game's male protagonist voice actor being anti-transgender. Some gaming news websites have even refused to review or write guides for the games. I have never imagined a time in which so many people are working so hard to ruin all the fun in life. Of course, Hogwarts Legacy has continued to climb Steam's global top sellers list. Good job on that boycott. How's that working out for you? The top seller this week as of the time of this writing, it seems some have taken more drastic measures. Namely, some streamers who gained early access by purchasing special editions of the title are being harassed for playing a game based on a children's book about wizards and magic. Still think there's not a culture war? Still think it's just a conspiracy theory? Oh, that's just a right-wing talking point? Oh no, there's a culture war, and this is how it's being fought. Humiliation, shaming, deplatforming, harassment, bullying. LGBTQ TM. Is this what you want your legacy to be? Is this what you want for the movement? Harassment and bullying? A website, Have They Streamed That Wizard Game, was even set up to track those who played the game, and is now suspended by its owner. Two streamers who suffered harassment were Matt and Shelby of Streamer Girlfriend Reviews. This was despite their protests being LGBT allies and donating money to an LGBT charity during the stream. This tells me that the human species, if this continues, is headed for pain. Right? Whenever we start going down this road, bad things start to happen. And here is what can happen to you if this is the world that you're creating. These two people, Matt and Shelby of Streamer Girlfriend Reviews, they were both shocked that those they admire turned on them, despite all the good they had done. This is what you as a member of this mob coming after people need to understand. One day, you will fail the purity test. Your faith will be found wanting, and the Inquisition will come for you. And that is what Matt and Shelby of Streamer Girlfriend Reviews have just discovered. It didn't matter that they're LGBT allies. It didn't matter that they've donated money to LGBT charities. They committed a heresy, and now they must be destroyed. If you think this can't happen to you because your ally status is so pure and you are so above reproach, believe me, it can. Gary from Nerdrotic put it best. When you play woke games, you win woke prizes. Speaking again of Matt and Shelby, the pair were bombarded with harassing messages by chat members to the point both grew angry. Good. You should be angry. This is ridiculous. And claimed to have not only lost subscribers and endured false reports by Twitch users, but also having already had a target on their back for supporting the LGBT community. Oh, isn't it wonderful when the woke eat their own? It makes me very happy. So that brings us to streamer xQc. As seen in a clip made by a viewer, xQc prefaced, "The way I see it, people are going to hate me for this take, okay?" That's not going to save you. People fund all sorts and types of evil with their purchases across the board in even way worse ways than you can even imagine. He's right about that. And then you're trying to make everybody feel bad for effing purchasing a video game? xQc mocked. Then he showed his anger, arguably lowering the tone, concluding, "Bro, you need to effing suck my balls. Effing libtard Andy." Oh man, I need a bleeper. I got to get a bleeper. How do I get that installed? If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. Humanity has problems, okay? Nothing is perfect. Coming after people who are having a little fun with a video game ain't going to save anybody. It's not going to restore rights to any oppressed minorities. It's a video game. It's fun. Remember fun? No? Okay. Go and watch the play The Crucible. This is the witch trials of the modern era. This is the witch hunt of the modern era. And it's over a video game. That alone should show you how insane this is. That is how insane the woke movement is, that we're having this conversation about video games. Try this headline, Sailors and Starnauts. Hogwarts Legacy reveals transgender character activist still not happy. Are you surprised? How can a game that features a transgender character be anti-transgender? How can that even make any sense? And I wouldn't even argue that the game is pushing a pro-transgender message. I would just argue that it included a character. You know, Dragon Age Inquisition had a transgender character in it. He was a member of Iron Bull's mercenary gang, and it was basically a transgender man, right? I remember interacting with this character in the game, and I liked the character. The character had, in fact, when you speak to the character probably the first 2 or 3 times, it's you maybe suspect, but there's no indication in dialogue that this is a transgender character. You literally, as the main character of the game, you have to ask enough questions to where you actually get the character to reveal that he's transgender. And there's even some interesting dialogue options about would you consider magic to try and complete the transition. And it's a really interesting dialogue. And what I liked about it was the character had actual depth outside of that, outside of the character's identity. The character's identity was mostly his position on Iron Bull's crew as a mercenary and all the adventures he'd been on and what his life had been like. The transgender element was like the smallest aspect of that character's life, and yet it was an interesting point. Did I get the feeling that Dragon Age Inquisition was trying to push some kind of message on me? Not at all. If you are trying to advocate on behalf of transgender people, if you're trying to get people who, in your view, have a closed mind to be more open and more accepting, you are much better served to allow people to simply play Hogwarts Legacy and experience this character, and hopefully it's a good character. That is what moves people. Persuasion and invitation is what wins hearts and minds, not coercion, not bullying, and not harassment. I'm not a sports guy, okay? I don't watch football. I don't really care about it. But I still enjoyed going to the pub, going to the bar with my friends who do enjoy football. I used to love going and watching it with them. I didn't really watch it. I mostly just listened to them react to it. It was a group of friends from different backgrounds and different political beliefs, but in that room, everybody was united in one thing: enjoying the game, watching the athleticism, watching players of different races on the field, all working as a team together. And I remember often thinking, like, see, this is what gives me hope for humanity, in that we still have common ground. We still have things we can enjoy together. At the end of the day, we argue, we disagree, but there are still things that we can connect over. A campfire, if you will, in which our tribe can once again unite. How did we get here? How did we get to a place where games, sports, movies, superheroes, every single one has become a battleground? And it's not just a battleground, it is a scorched earth, knockdown, drag out battle. You have people creating we have an organic, decentralized, self-created surveillance state forming. We've got websites to track streamers that are playing a game so that they can be harassed and bullied. And yet, it is we, in our corner of the internet, it is the nerdrotics and critical drinkers and geeks and gamers and young rippas that are accused of fomenting mobs that go after people. But who is it that is setting up a surveillance website to watch people who are simply playing a video game? We on Swords and Starships are going to speak the truth about entertainment, and we seek fun, we seek happiness, and we seek it for all people. But we will not bend the knee to aggression. So look, I gotta go watch some of Az's stream, Heels versus Babyface. He's gonna be playing Hogwarts Legacy. I want to see some of this game. I caught a few snippets, and it looks pretty fun, and I'm still thinking about playing it. So, who knows? I could still wind up a Harry Potter fan. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do like and subscribe. And once again, sailors and star nuts, this is Captain Garrett saying, I will see you out there. Make sure to check out my novel series, Blood and Oak. It's available now on Amazon. It follows the sword and sails adventures of Midshipman John Sullivan. When his sister is kidnapped and sold into slavery by the Barbary pirates, this daring young Navy officer embarks on a suicidal quest for rescue and revenge. It's available now on Amazon in Kindle, paperback, and a fantastic audiobook narrated by Travis Baldry. I'm not just giving commentary and commenting on the problems in entertainment. I'm doing my best to be part of the solution, and I would be truly honored to earn your readership and your support. Until then, I say hail to you, hail to the fellowship, and hail to the Iron Age of entertainment.